Hey crafters! Welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. My name's Katelyn and today I'm going to talk to you about my top feet and other accessories for industrial sewing. So I'm going to be specifically talking about a straight stitch machine, and so there's not a whole lot of things you can do with it. Obviously it just does a straight stitch, but there are definitely some different feet that can help you along the way, so let's get into it. So the first one, of course, is just your normal foot. It looks very similar to a domestic foot. And that's what you would use for basic sewing. But added on to this, there's definitely some other ones that are very specific and will definitely help you. So besides your normal one, I recommend having a Teflon foot as well. So it looks very similar to the regular one. It's just the actual foot itself is Teflon. It's very smooth on the bottom. It helps you if you're sewing with leather or knits or something that you need to flow through the machine easier. So it's definitely one that I recommend having as well. So definitely if you're going to be sewing with zippers, you want to have your zipper feet. Now with an industrial machine, you need your right foot and your left foot. So there's a small opening on the inner part of the foot that will allow you to go on either side of the needle. So depending on whichever side of the zipper you are working on, you have both sides. The next thing I'm going to recommend having is an invisible zipper foot. So on the inside, it's got two channels that you put on either side depending on which one you're working with, and it basically uncurls the zipper with this foot, and then you just zip right along and it gets nice and close to your zipper teeth, and you don't have to worry about with fiddling with the invisible zipper because sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. So I definitely recommend having this foot. And the other two small things I'm going to recommend is a finger guard. This is something that we were required to use in school. Somebody had an accident and stitched right through their finger. That's definitely something that can happen with these industrial machines because they're just so quick and powerful. If you don't get your fingers out of the way quick enough, then that's definitely something that can happen. So if you have a finger guard, it basically gets screwed on with the same screw that you screw your foot on, and it just gives you that little bit of a barrier in case you need it. It's definitely not necessary. Some people think that it gets in the way, but for me, I'm kind of used to using it, but it's just a safety feature in case you feel like you need to have it. And the last thing I'm just going to talk about quickly is bobbins. Now, industrial machines take a different bobbin from a domestic. Of course, there's all kinds of different sizes of bobbins, but some of the bobbins I've bought for an industrial machine have either been flat like this one on both sides, or is flat on one side and has holes on the other. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I find the ones that have a flat edge on both sides, it's a lot harder to thread because you don't have a hole to put your thread through to hold onto as it's starting to wind. So I find it a little bit difficult to have to wrap it around a bunch of times and make sure that it stays. So if you find the bobbins that have one side with the holes and one side with not, it's a little bit easier. If you find them with both, like a regular one, that's totally okay too, but just something to think about when you're buying bobbins for your industrial machine. And the last thing I just wanted to talk about quickly was lighting. So a lot of industrial tables have a hole in the back that you can put a big lamp in, and then you can kind of guide it over whichever way you want. It's not something that I have added to this machine yet, but something that I'm going to be adding to this machine, and possibly my other one as well, is some strip lights that go on the inside of the machine. So you can find these on Amazon really easily. I actually ended up finding this at the dollar store, but it has a really small little battery pack. Mine takes 3 AA's, and then it's got a small cord and some 3M tape on the back of this lighting strip, and the lights are on here. So I'll turn it on so you can see. So they're actually really bright, and I think this is a good idea because if you have this pin cushion like I showed you in one of my past tutorials, you can just slip the battery pack underneath the strapping. Now I'm going to put it at the back so it's not in the way, but just so you can see it for now. And the wire will be down the back, and I'll have all my strip lighting. Oops, let's turn it on here so I can see. There we go. And I'll have my strip lights kind of following the inside of the machine, so I have extra lighting. So industrials don't have, most of them don't have a light inside like a domestic, so I thought that this would just add extra light on the inside so I can see a little bit better when I'm sewing. So I hope you guys enjoyed these kind of top tips that I have for sewing with industrial machines in regards to different tools and different feet that you can have to make it a little bit easier. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you have any video recommendations for me. Make sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And make sure to hit up the Instagram and Facebook page. That's where I usually post the videos first to let you know that they are live. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time, crafters. Bye!